look at how to determine the diameter of a circle when we are given the circumference of the circle. How to determine the diameter of a circle when we are given the circumference by construction. So I have a question that I'm going to use here that says the circumference of a circle is 115 millimeters. Determine by construction the diameter of the circle. The circumference of a circle is 115 millimeters. Determine by construction the diameter of the circle. So that is the question. So we are going to be working on how we can determine the diameter of a circle when the circumference is given. So the circumference given to us is 115 millimeters. So let's see how we can work this out by construction. So what we have to do first is to draw a horizontal line. So here we have this horizontal line. So just draw the horizontal line of any length. Then on this line, we are going to take a measurement of 115 millimeters. So I'm going to start. So from here, so let's say this is point A. So here we have this is 100 millimeters. Then I'm adding 15 millimeters to this. I'm adding 15 millimeters to this. So here we have this is 15 millimeters. Here we have this to be 15 millimeters. Okay. So I'm going to call this point. I will call this point here. So this is point A. Okay. So and then so here we have this point to be point B. So AB is 115 millimeters, which is circumference of the circle that we are given. So do not forget that we want to determine the diameter of a circle by construction when we are given the circumference of the circle. So in this case, the circumference given to us is 115 millimeters, which is length AB that we have taken. So now the next thing that you are going to do is to determine the midpoint of this line AB, that is the middle of line AB. So, and that can be done by bisecting this line AB. So let's bisect line AB. So we put the pin or the compass here at A and we extend the pencil point to a convenient radius more than half of AB. So we draw an arc up here and we draw an arc down. And then with the same radius, we put the pin at point B. So put the pin at B here. Then draw an arc up, so draw an arc down. So here we have the arcs. So we are going to connect the point of intersection of the arcs together with a straight line for us to have line AB divided into 2 by construction. Okay, so we draw a line like this. So looking at what we have here, we have bisected line AB. And then here we have this point. So where this bisector touches line AB is the midpoint. So don't forget that we are using distance AB as the circumference of the circle that you want to determine its diameter. And AB is 115 millimeters. So let's call this point. Let's call it point O. So let's call this point. Let's call it point O. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to draw a semicircle on AB. That is the purpose of bisecting this distance AB. That's the purpose of bisecting distance AB. So what we have to do now is that we put the pin or the compass here at point O, and then we extend the pencil point to point B here. So we extend the pencil point to point B. So meaning that OB or OA is the radius of the circle. So we turn it like this. Okay, and it lands here at A. So it lands here at A. So we have this semicircle. Okay, so now, so let's look at the next thing that we are to do. So listen to what I'm going to do here now. So put the pin of the compass here at point B. Put the pin of the compass at point B and extend the pencil point to point O like this. Then draw an arc like this to touch this semicircle at this point. So this point here, we are going to call it point C. So here is point C here. Okay, so we add this point to the point C where this arc with radius OB touches this semicircle is point C. Now let's look at the next thing that we have to do. Okay, so what we have to do next, so we have to draw a vertical line from point C to touch line OB, or AB. So draw a vertical line or a perpendicular line. So draw it from point C, so to touch this line OB or AB. So let it touch this at this point. So here we have this point to be point D. So here is point D. So we have this point here to be point D. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to do is this. Just listen to me. So take your compass and then put the pin or the compass at point D and extend the pencil point to point C, which is on the circumference of the semicircle, at this point. So just extend the pencil there. Then from here, so from this point C, we are going to draw an arc like this. Let it touch line AB. Okay, so we have it here. So it touches AB at this point. So here we have this point. We have it to be point E. So this is point E here. So we have E at this point. Okay. Now, we are done with the construction. So what we now have is that distance AE is the diameter of the circle. Distance AE is the diameter of the circle. So AE is diameter of the circle. So if you take the measurements, so we take the measurement of AE. Imagine, supposing we are asked to measure and state length diameter AE. So what is the distance of A from E? So let's look at what is the distance of E from A. So let's look at it. So this is 30. So this is 35, 36, 37, 38. So 38. So let's state diameter AE. So in case they ask us to write the length or the diameter, so diameter AE. So diameter AE, okay, diameter AE, so is equal to 38. Okay, so 38. Then you put plus or minus 1 there. Okay, now if we are to do it by calculation, you know that the circumference of a circle, okay, so we have a formula. Circumference of a circle is pi d or 2 pi r, but I usually use pi d. Okay, so then we are looking for a diameter. Diameter will now be equal to, so we have the circumference over pi, so circumference over pi, so that is the diameter. Okay, then this is now equal to the circumference given to us is 115. Okay, 115. Then the pi, the value of pi is 3.142. Okay, so with your calculator, so let's work it out. I'm going to use my calculator from my phone. So that is what I'm going to use to do the calculation. So let's quickly see it. Okay, so I'm using my calculator. So now, so we have what we have. So this is, we have 115. So divided by, 115 divided by 3.142. So look at what we got. So it gives us what? 36.6, which can be approximated to 37, okay, or as we have it here. Okay, so this value that we got is an approximate value. So if you still have it the way I'm having it here, or you're having 37 at 37, we are still what? We are still the work is still okay. So the construction is still okay. So so this is how to determine the circumference, the diameter of a circle, by construction when you are given the circumference of the circle. So thank you and God bless you.